Hi everyone. I hope it works this time. I don't know, I think Facebook is having a problem today. Hope it works. It's my second time trying. Awesome. Okay, it says you're live. Fantastic. Hi everyone, Marcelo Bassi here. I wanted to share some stuff with you here today as you start coming on, even if you're watching this and I've already stopped video living it. Tell me where you're from, what you're doing right now as you start coming in. And hi Roxanne. Oh. So what are we, Roxanne? You're my, I don't know, you're the grandma to my grandchild, right? We got to find something to call each other. Anyways, welcome to Facebook Live. Yay! It's a little exciting to do this because I see a bunch of people like Roxanne lives clear across the other side of the U.S. here, and it's exciting to know that we're able to connect even as far as we are. And hi Eddie. I wanted to share with you today something that I actually don't teach. It's not in any of my training courses. It's not a workshop I've ever done. It's not really something that I teach about, but it is something that I know. And this last week, it has come up for me at least 3 or 4 times with people that I've spoken to, people that I'm trying to coach. It's been coming up quite a bit. So I wanted to share it with you all here today in hopes that it helps you in some way. So motivation, my headline was motivation, stop looking for it. What I have found and what I've been finding is a lot of times people look for motivation within. I'm sorry, I take that back. They look for motivation outside of themselves. They need to look for motivation within. What they do is they feel like they're not motivated to do something, so they're just not going to do it. I know for me and for someone here online right now who started exercising, I had to realize, at which I've known, motivation is short-lived. Motivation doesn't last long. Motivation lasts maybe 2 or 3 days if it's something that you're wanting to do, and I'll share with you why that happens. Motivation is not something that you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm motivated today. It just doesn't happen. Maybe it happens for some, but not for the norm, I guess, or the many few that are out there in the world. And so that darn dog. Too bad I can't give him a little tranquilizer to just let him sleep for about an hour while I do this. Anyways, so motivation. So unfortunately, motivation does not, it doesn't come naturally to most of us. I know for me, motivation does not come naturally. It's something that I have to work on. So we start looking at exteriorly, right? So we look for it in the outside world. We look for it through family. We look for motivation from, even Facebook feeds. You're feeding through your Facebook looking for motivation, something to kind of, perk you up or something. Well, unless you're looking for motivation from me, that's okay too. You can go to my Facebook anytime. But anyways, so motivation, short-lived, doesn't last long. Have you ever, and I know I'm guilty of this, but have you ever said the night before, yes, I'm going to get up tomorrow and I'm going to use exercise as an example? Because I know it's a common thing, and it's probably something that we could all relate to. But feel free to use it in any context, whether you're building a business, looking for a new job, changing relationships, whatever it is. Motivation, it's my example here today is going to be exercising. So what I have found is when I've said, okay, I'm going to motivate I'm going to exercise. So the night before, I'm like, yes, I'm going to get up. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do my push-ups. I'm going to do my planks. I'm going to do my run. And I take out my outfit that I'm going to wear the night before for tomorrow morning. You got to look nice when you exercise, got to have the good shoes on. And so the next morning comes, and for me, I take my kids to school. I come home and I don't want to exercise. I'm not motivated to exercise. So what do? I crawl back into bed and I scroll through my Facebook feed, or I do other things, or I fall back to sleep. And so in my mind, I think, well, I wasn't motivated to exercise today, so I'm just not going to do it. I want to share with you that motivation is a choice. There's three things that you can do to actually motivate yourself. So the first thing that I think you need to know is that motivation happens in a split second. So if motivation comes from within, it's really a choice that you're making on whether or not to do or not to do whatever it is that you're looking for motivation for. So for instance, let's take the exercising thing. So for me, when I started exercising, as I'm taking my kids to school, all I could think about is my nice warm bed and being able to come back and get back into my nice warm bed and go back to sleep, right? So as I'm driving, my mind is now thinking of my nice warm bed. I pull up in my driveway, I walk in my door, and then there's a split second that happens. And in that split second, I have a choice. I can choose to go back to bed, or I can choose to exercise. And so in that split second, in the choice you make, that's motivation. That's where you find your motivation. Your motivation comes in that split second and telling yourself, I'm going to do it. If you lose that split second, then you have no motivation. You've lost your motivation. Your motivation is gone. You can get it back by talking to yourself and tell yourself, you know what? Yeah, I got to do this. I got to make this happen. But in that split second is crucial what you decide. So that was my mailman. So that's one. So I'm going to share with you three things you can do to get motivated and to achieve motivation so that you could accomplish your goals. Okay, so that's step one. So step one is paying attention and becoming self-aware, and in that split second, taking action and doing it. Okay. Number two, you have to understand that lack of motivation is a habit. It's a habit that you've created to not take action. So not having motivation comes from you consistently not taking action. The good part in that is that when you start to take action, you will be more motivated to do whatever it is you wanted to do. So for instance, if exercising, so let's talk about exercising. So exercising. So if every day for 30 days consistently, because NASA has done research and they have found that in order to create a new habit, you have to do something consistently for 30 days. And now there's no neuroscience behind that. It's not just, they've decided, okay, it just takes 30 days. It's neuroscience has shown that it takes 30 days to create a new habit in your brain. And what a habit in your brain is, I said I wasn't going to get too technical, but I just got to share it. Okay. So a habit in your brain is a neural pathway. It's literally a crevice in your brain that you create by doing the same thing over and over again. And if you do it consistently every single day for 30 days, if you miss one day, you start the 30 days over again. If you do it consistently, it becomes a habit. So what happens when you have a habit? It's something that you do just automatically, right? It's the same as brushing your teeth. It's a habit to wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, or it's a habit you just do it without thinking, right? Tie your shoes. Eventually, exercising or whatever it is that you're looking for motivation in will become a habit because you have created a visual. You could actually see it, a neural pathway in your brain. Isn't that exciting to know that you actually have the power to do that to yourself, and it's within you. The power is within you to be able to create that. So the habit. So 30 days. So if for 30 days I come home and I consistently say, okay, I'm going to work out today, let's do it. And I start doing it. Within 30 days, it's going to be easier and easier, and you're not going to need to force yourself or fight for that motivation. It's just going to come naturally. All right. So that's step number two. Realize that it's a habit and that you can change it by doing it consistently for 30 days. And the third thing you need to know about motivation is how to make it easier for yourself. And this is what I've learned about motivation. If you link pain to not doing it, then you're probably going to do it. So I'm going to go back to the neuroscience part. So what they have found is that our brains will do anything to keep us safe. Okay, so if you link pain, if something is painful, your brain acknowledges it as something that you need protection from. It's going to protect you from the pain. But what if you okay, let me think here. If you link pain, so for instance, the exercising part, if I link pain to not exercising, then I'm going to exercise, because my brain is going to protect me from the pain of what is going to be to not exercise. So for instance, this is how I motivate myself to exercise. Okay, so the minute I don't want to exercise, my thought now goes to what my life is going to look like if I don't exercise. And what that life is going to be is I'm going to have back pain, I'm going to be stiff. You know, it's been quiet here for like an hour, and then I get on Facebook Live and now the dogs are going cuckoo. So I apologize for the dogs barking in the background, but hell, whatever it is I need to do to get this message to you, even with the dogs barking in the background. Anyways, so what I've done is I've linked pain to not exercising. So say for instance, okay, so let me get my thought here back. So if I don't exercise, this is what I visualize. I visualize myself being stiff, having back pain, having neck pain, being in pain. I don't know, many of you don't know, I had a back injury in 2014, and I was down for 2 years. I couldn't do anything. I slept a lot because I was on heavy medications from the back injury. I had to go to physical therapy, acupuncture. You know, I had to rebuild my back. Okay, and so what I have found, and what the physical therapist told me, was you have to keep exercising. So what I do is I have linked not exercising to it being so painful that I'm going to be bedridden. I won't be able to do Facebook Live videos with you guys. I won't be able to share my message with the world. I won't be able to spend time with my kids. I won't be able to spend time with my grandbaby. At one point when my grandbaby was born, before I actually started exercising, I had this thought of, I'm never going to see her. She lives in San Diego. It's a 2-hour drive. The thought of driving that far without having to move hurt my back instantly. So do you see what I'm saying? Some thumbs up, some likes. Let me know if this is resonating with anybody, or if it's even making sense. And I would love to also know that too. So leave me a comment even while I'm on Facebook here, and let me know that you know, what I'm sharing makes sense or not, or if I'm not making sense. Again, it's not something that I teach. It's just something that I know, so I've decided to share it with you. So anyways, 3 things you need to know about motivation. 1, it happens in a split second. It's a decision. It's your choice on whether or not to do it or not to do it. That's where the motivation comes from. Number 2, it's a habit. It's a habit of not taking action, and it's your choice to create that habit, and you can do that easily by doing something consistently for 30 days straight. And the 3rd is linking it to pain. Link what you need to do to pain. So for instance, the exercising, yes. So for me, the back pain, every time I don't want to exercise, I think, well, okay, then you're going to be laying in bed, you know, having backaches, having, you know, not spending time with your kids, your grandkids, not being able to do anything. Something else, even in business, I had to link pain to not taking action in my business. My brain was protecting me by not doing Facebook Live videos, by not taking action, not putting together my online trainings. Everything that I'm now doing now, it was protecting me from the pain of losing a business. So I know a lot of you know, back in 2008, I was full-time realtor when the market crashed. And so we went through a major financial realignment. That's what I call it, a financial realignment. Yes, we went through hell. It was the toughest years, but we made it through, and here we are. But because of that, my brain was keeping me safe by not taking action in my business. So what I've done now is, instead of allowing my brain to link pain to not taking action, or to link pain to taking action. Thanks, Roxanne, I like that. What I've done is I have linked not taking action to pain. So every time I don't want to do a Facebook Live video, every time I don't want to do a, you know, share a message online or do a quote or, you know, work on my online training, which I'm going to be releasing here in very shortly in a couple of weeks. There's times when I don't want to do that. I link it to what my life is going to look like, my children's lives, my grandbaby's life, my husband's life. I link it to what it's going to look like if I don't take action and being stuck and feeling the way I feel. And so because of that, you know, it makes you take action. I know it made me take action. So I hope that helps. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you do to stay motivated. Maybe those things don't work for you. For me, that's how I found motivation to, that's how I have found motivation within myself. That's what I know and understand about motivation. Let me know what you do for motivation. Maybe it's not what I've shared, and that's okay. Share it with us so we can share it with the world. But do me a favor. Go over to my fan page, Marcella Abasta. I'm going to put the link above. Once I'm done with the video, I'll put the link above. Go over to my fan page, like my page, share my page with everybody that that you know. In about a month, I'm actually going to start doing my Facebook Live videos over on my fan page. I'm also going to be releasing my online training there over at my fan page. So I'll put the link above. Click on it. Go over to my fan page. Like it. Leave me a comment. I'm probably going to post this video over there too, so you might see it over there. Feel free to share my video from there to anybody that you wish to share. Put it on your Facebook page. That would be fantastic. I would love that. I hope to see you over there. And I hope this helped. I hope I was able to articulate exactly what I wanted to say. Sometimes I have it all in my head, and to try to condense it into a short amount of time and to deliver it, sometimes it's kind of hard for me to do that because I always want to give everything to you guys all at once. So leave me a comment. I look forward to reading them. Leave me a question if you have one. Message me, Facebook message me, or email me if you have any questions on what I shared or anything else in the personal development world. You know, I feel like motivation is something that we all need in order to continue taking action in our lives. I know that when I started, when I got into the speaking world, people would say, "Oh, you're a motivational speaker." And I would just cringe because I knew motivation was short-lived, and I did not want to temporarily help people. I wanted to help people permanently, to teach them things that they could do to permanently change their life. And so for me, motivation, short-lived, it lasts maybe 2 or 3 days, and then you go right back to the same person and doing the same things that you were doing. So in order to have change, you actually do have to change. You want change in your life, you have to change things, you know. I have a saying, and I'm going to end with this, but I have a saying, and the saying is, you are where you are because that's where you want to be. Are you where you want to be? If not, it's really your choice to start doing things to make change. All right, take care. Bye, Roxanne. Love you guys. Bye, Raul. Hi, Ajit. Eddie. Thanks, everyone. Amelia. Oh, hi, Amelia. Awesome. All right. Fantastic. All right. Bye, guys.